And just like that, we are back. We are about to reach the halfway point of day 2 here at the GLL Grand Slam PUBG Classic. We just saw FaZe Clan get the second win of the day. The second match went in their favour. It's been a really great competition so far, and now we are going to see who is going to win that third match of the day on Orango. My name is Parla. I'm still with Steve and Patrick.
That's pronunciation.
That is a pronunciation.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you guys here.
Man.
As always, had some fun over the last day and a half.
Yep.
You guys really enjoying the competition, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's the teams that we expected to do well are starting to show up a little bit. FaZe got their first win, but what I loved about that video we saw at the end was, you know, Mixie's reaction to the win. Like, that sums up FaZe. When they win games, other teams are like, yeah, let's go. They just are like, cool, business as usual.
Well, it's always nice to hear and see what's going on in the minds of the IGLs over on the team side as well. We saw Valiant there, just throw a fuck ton of smokes.
Yeah. No,
like something like that. It's like, whoa.
That's the SSG strategy.
Patrick using the official quantity of smoke there. Nice. And
that's
so
a metric,
before we good metric.
It was a quote.
Before we get into a bit more analysis, I actually had a chance to meet the Athletico guys in person, and so let's jump in and take a look at how that went.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the timer. The bird is in the air, and we are going on to Erangel for the first time here at the GLL Grand Slam.
It's going to be interesting to see where they end up as we jump forward. It's going to be interesting to see.
Let's go. Yeah, no, there's a whole squad rotating there right now.
And they've gone all the way over West George Pod Bridge and up to the northern side. This is not good for tempo.
Got the car? Car guy. Liquid, where? Yeah, sir. We need help, they're coming directly to us. They're breaching us, bro. Breach, leave. Stream. Yeah, I can't run back that far. I'm gonna leave. I'm in the car. They're going for the breach. Liquid right below us, bro. On yellow. Go to yellow, I think. Go to yellow. What? Trust me, go to yellow. No, they're on the ridge, bro. No.
And now Goldspeed's going to try and sneak in behind G2 and make as much as he can as Christy's turned on. Christy's in all sorts of trouble. He's going to go down. Goldspeed catches him. It's breaks.
The tree in front of you, Down right.
They've been squashed between the fight of the night. And even Athletico, he's going to fall. It's going to be Samson picking that one up. And Goldspeed now is about to get overrun. The final circle closing in. You can see there's no cover to his left.
Watching that on the map, it's so obvious that you were overcommitting into you and Luke, that you were overcommitting for the third party.
Onto red thing.
Yeah, red candy.
No, but I was completely safe in my spot.
I wasn't so. How did they see you?
They didn't. I ran down to the 3P rumblers. No, you shouldn't have made that play in the first place, because we had no intention of pushing SSG. Because they have so much. We have to push up. Liquid can see that.
Nah, Luke just had the high angle up on the hill.
No, I know he had the high angle, but in terms of what we can push and what we can't, low was always the easier thing.
Like the rotates coming out of Roz as well was super clean. Like the early game was clean.
We knew that.
It's just the poor individual mistakes. Yeah. You guys go this way, and then they go up, and then Luke just can't. I mean, you can get back down the hill there, but you just take. It's like there. You just take like
right
a high
here.
angle.
That's like unpushable area.
As soon as you have this sort of zone, because you know Liquid are there and you know Rumblers are there as well, I think you play north, you wipe.
That's what they tried to do, but Extreme got knocked.
Bro, Extreme just misplayed. He gets knocked from SSG, not even the close team.
Yeah, sure, we can wipe that team, but inevitably they die regardless.
No, they die because they drive.
You don't know that. We just had the group, like, although there was no point, we needed a group up here. Although there was no
That's the thing, though.
left or right.
Even once you clear below you, there's no playable area. Like, you're just running into Liquid.
There's no playable area. Yeah, so we have to fight.
Yeah, but there's more playable area up top, plus you know that it's free Canids. They're a weaker team, bro. You can fucking steamroll them.
We would have inevitably had to fight Liquid.
Love getting that insight into the inner workings of the team. I thought it was going to be a video of me meeting the guys, but probably a lot better to see it from them rather than me making burgers with them or something.
I got to be honest, if I ever argued with my coach like that back when I played ball, he would have thrown me over the balcony.
Yeah,
So
and by the way,
impressive.
everybody, that's their coach/manager, Valkyrie. He was nice enough to get in touch with me before the event, give me some background detail on the overall region, and I can tell you from what he told me, these guys are all very hungry. Some of them are still not salaried. They've got a lot to prove. We know that, I mean, just one of them, Extreme, had that stint in NA, but in general, these guys are out here to try and prove their worth. I think Athletico are doing a fantastic job so far being in that top 8.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a great job coming in here. I don't think most of us didn't expect them to do this good, even though we've seen them basically just wreck everybody in OCE. Coming in here, it's completely different environment.
We didn't expect them to do great, but a team that we do expect to do great and has been doing so is FaZe Clan. These guys take home their first win, but they put up high kill counts even when placements are bad, and they are playing that sort of new mantra of when you get the circle, get the points. When you don't get it, get the kills. 2 to the T. It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by Uber. It was yesterday where we jumped on board with him, and he was under pressure. I think was from G2. It was on Miramar. They're on a ridge above him. That guy has ice in his veins. He hit 2 amazing kills under so much pressure, Patrick.
Yeah, he's also a little bit of a wild card from time to time. We can see him do some crazy flanks, but most of the times they do work out, sometimes they don't.
Indeed. Either way, we are now ready to jump into Game 3 of our 6 today, our final match on Erangel, and for, I think, the last time today, we're going to be saying hello to Lauren Pansy Scott and Richard Sims.
It's a great name, Richard Sims.
Thanks. Pala.
Pala. Goro-san. You're good. Crushed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, we're doing good. A little bit of a blue language on the old desk there, and in the interview, I thought it was like me and Moses were meant to be the edgy ones. They're going for a role. That's all we have, really. So
YouTube it isn't YouTube friendly though. That's the thing, Moses. We're not pre-recording this one.
No beeps coming out.
No, we count it down when it doesn't have the
old button.
The filter.
All right, let's get on towards the game though, because it is going to be the last time of Erangel today. We're going to Miramar after this. We'll have a couple more casters coming on to really up the ante. So we'll see how that one pans out. We have had an EU-dominated first couple of games. For now, though, I'm not sure if that's going to continue. Maybe we'll see another region start to really come into their own.
Well, we had this yesterday when me and you cast. It was the EU guys that were turning up and stepping up. And then when D-Man and Hypok decided to step up to the plate, so did NA as well.
That is true.
After us, we have Matrim and Moses. Maybe they give some sort of energy to NA that they need, because so far today, it's been a little bit difficult for them.
It has been a little bit tricky for NA. They haven't seemed to have that kind of...
I don't know if it's been tricky for NA or if EU's just stepped it up. Because
it feels like it's an EU step up.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot on the line, right? We got all the money, we got all the trophy on the floor, and then we got the placement for PGC at the end of it. There's a lot to be said for national pride. Bird leaves the tarmac, she's in the air, and the drop phase does begin. We start off on the west, and we'll be pointing down just below Milter Town Center. So Ghost Gaming happy, G2 happy, FaZe Clan going home for the first time today so far, because they've been here, there, and everywhere, but it has turned out well for them.
I mean, that Novo game was a wonder for them. They started off in Novo for that win. What a switch up, showing real versatility. We've seen some rosters going to their backup drops or maybe newer options and it not doing the same. So that's credit to them for being so flexible at that sort of play. We need NA to deliver in this game for their region. We've seen everyone else stepping up, be it kills, be it positioning. This is the game you got to do it, boys. We need to see what you're made of. And there's not that many games left now.
I think we're seeing the fallout and the real damage that switching things up has caused for C9. They've decided not to play it like we saw.
Oh, this is unique, Rich. I've got to hold you off here because we're seeing a 2-2 drop from FaZe. And I think I've just heard word from production. We actually might have words from FaZe about how they approach their drops.
Drop location, usually we try to get to where we want to loot initially. And sometimes that takes a long time. Maybe you have to drive for like a minute. And that results in you can't be early for the first circle. So you kind of have to strategize between being early for circles you can and playing maybe slightly more edge on some circles where you can't be early. So it's more like deciding how you want to play that specific game, because we don't usually play every game the same.
Well, this one certainly isn't the same. A kill did come in. Bitloft and Na'Vi are right on top of each other in the kind of trasher loot areas. I've got to feel this is something that was a potential to happen. We did not expect Bitloft, though, to maybe come this close to Na'Vi, but they've actually cost a doozy, maybe his life here.
We spoke about this coming into this competition. We do sit down and discuss potentials. And we said, Na'Vi, should they want to commit to a point? Or should Bitloft actually overextend, which it looks like they have done. They've come too close. I mean, for Na'Vi, we see them spread quite sporadically from Ferry Pier up to the yellows, but this time they're all condensed together. The fight does continue forward. There's an insta there from the side of Ragnar. A doozy is confirmed. That will put a spanner in the works for Na'Vi if that hits the corner. Potential for the res. Both of these teams are going to be very hurt by this engagement.
Rich Wacky Jackie's in the building. We see a VSS. It can only go well. I don't know how much room Bestlox is actually going to have to work with. This will probably come down to his teammates more than anything. I'm seeing some very poor weaponry.
Mutant, Vector, Mini, Revolver, and then, a VSS. Bestlox is doing his usual thing, to be fair to the lad. He's going to extend out into the open. And remember, at this point, they don't have gear. You get hit by a mutant, you're dead.
It actually hurts, yeah.
You are going down. I mean, what is it, less than 200-meter drop-off? That thing is accurate.
You know, early fights in these sort of games, very rare. And normally because it's the detriment of both sides. No one really comes out the victor because the looting's so hindered and everything along those lines. Pokemon trying to keep eyes on everything he can. You can see the vision darting across from window to window mostly, trying to spot out positions. Because I think they have a good idea that Harold is still in that sort of position. Bestlox.
No gear.
Oh, he's slowly creeping. Absolutely zero gear. But
doesn't fear no man.
Wait, they're pushing. Rich, they're pushing this? Out in the open, they're pushing. This is madness. Bestloch needs to move right now. Pokemon is doing everything he can. Bestloch is there now. He can watch the cross. Harold, is Harold in the building? Yeah, Harold is in the building with the shotgun. This is madness. I've never seen a fight this early like this. This is scrappy as you like. Harold came in with the shotgun, put him on notice. He might be able to get a revive if he's feeling real freaking naughty. Look at this. Bestloch creeping up there. I think there's still someone upstairs, though, for Na'Vi as well. So Bestloch was about to say hello, gets tagged. The call's made. Harold holds down. He wants that revive, and he gets it.
That's the launch at the door, sees him on top. The second player needs to make a follow-up here and go around the corner, give him the support that he needs, and it's there. The ump does the job, puts him to rest. This could be Na'Vi done and dusted. Remember, the more knocks that happen, the faster the bleeds out will begin.
They've got to go soon because, as said,
he has to try and make a rest to make something happen.
Wait, what is this?
Drive by?
What is this game right now? We've got Samty just peppering someone out the way. Oh, he's got him! Samty got him and they ran him over. Rusty Zera feels pretty bad, man. Samty and Ibby, that is a cruel combo.
Brutal, savage, and wrecked. That's a bit of story for Na'Vi, to be honest. I mean, hell, you can see what we're playing with, Lauren. They're not even healing.
They don't have heals.
They have nothing.
Senja might just crunch his ankle and get out of the game at this point.
Is this public? Are we back on the internet here? And by the way, the circle is also got awful. For all of this, taps him in the head. The power of the mutant comes through.
Oh, wait, that team nade, what? He must have taken a nade when he got knocked. He was about to nade up, got knocked, and then suddenly he's taken out himself and his teammate. Oh, this is a tragedy of epic proportions. Oh, the revive's coming in, but this is not good.
He was trying to throw it up through the window. Pokemon knocks him, or they're going to push this. If he floods this now, this has just gone absolutely.
12 bullets, Rich. He has to make them count. There he is, controlled, but it doesn't matter. Na'Vi gets pretty hot dropped. Clown Fiesta. Circle, though, as you said, is way out to the west. Tempo Storm, large and in charge. This will be their comfortable circle, what they've been praying for. The east needs to move. If all of you at home did read those kind of previews about which teams have really good shots at this, Tempo would have been one of those teams because they had no one around. They had free loot spots on both maps, but they haven't really stepped up to what that entails. Bitloft, yeah, they can get a nice old Thompson now. How wonderful. Other than that, though, you have Liquid over there. The Red Canids, after they did lose one on that rotation. Incognito coming out. The Rumblers from the north. Singularity over there. Cloud9 starting to work their way around as well. my God, more of this?
Of a lot of water still in play.
Brexco, are you going to go to the
He's going to go to the swing.
He's going towards the passenger seat. And this passenger means cruelty. Brexco has to keep moving, though, because he's got fire coming in. What is this game we're seeing, Rich? I don't understand it. Athletico are punishing their fellow countrymen. This is rough as you like. Inside, they're trying to help out Brexco. Brexco could be done for. Oh, no, he's gone down.
Well, that's what happens when you try and do what Uber's done before. The onslaught continues. Vehicles go up in the air. Ronon's down. There is a response. Udia. Now we'll go for the confirmation. Get involved in this and try and see what else. Speaking of Overwatch, from the distance, Swanky Kamukau 6 times on the back of the SLR. Trying to see if he can just be a nuisance, to be honest. I mean, G2, they have to go for the recovery here. Insight can hold point. He can also shoot through that wood. Once that building's gone, just nail it down. See the player behind it, so if he's got enough bullets, he could remove that position from him. And all he'd have is the vehicle to play with. Take out the tires, and you can't make anything else happen once that's gone. Bleed out is real. Oh, in fact, it's not. It just confirms it. That's fine. Brexco might now be able to get revived, as there is a break for the border there to try and get himself up. The smokes are there. Insight's forced off this one. Bit of a weird and wonderful rotation, but G2, they are alive for now.
They're trying to recover. They still have the knocked man, and Incognito are trying to move away themselves. I think there's still one player left out towards that field area, more towards the buildings. FaZe are about to come across the bridge. I think they're uncontested. Ghost and Knight pretty close by, or at least McCoy is. The rest of them a little further off, but what a weird start.
Can't believe Navi's dead. I mean, it's just messy, it's just scrappy. It was always a possibility it was going to happen, let's be real. We knew about this. And so did Na'Vi. I wonder who pushed there. I didn't see which one was the hot... It's not necessarily a hot drop, it's a contestation spot. I don't know if Bitloft just says, right, let's have it. But Na'Vi should have been more towards that ferry pier side, like we see.
Yeah, traditionally.
They all committed, didn't they? There was a full team of 4 there, so they went for it, and they had to do. Tempo Storm Circle, essentially. We'll see where it does. Oh my, hard shift to the south.
Rich, look at the route FaZe now has. That's so nice for them. And G2 is still in trouble. Waiki Kamukau just landed a banger. He's up on the hillside, kind of, yeah, you can see him on the map. I don't need to tell you where he is. That's out towards G2. This guy is being a real nuisance. G2 are not happy about this. They wanted to get rotating. This was the time to pounce. Incognito going the same way as FaZe. They're very close by. The Knights just over the ridge. McCoy's here in this one. Doesn't want to have a go at that one just yet. I wonder if there's any more drive-bys happening down by Incognito and FaZe. Yet to be seen, but kept down in the blue. The Knights not quite having the game up to the par of what we've seen from EU thus far.
Ghost Gaming looking for a potential pick and a point in no man's land over just by ruins there. Jukesy waiting for G2 to maybe step into their area.
He can't move at all yet.
There was a response in the form of being able to pick something up. Kane's just dived out of his vehicle, and now he's giving away the information that he is lingering on that hillside, so maybe Jukesy just catches him off guard.
Oh, he's going for it.
Oh, Bitloft.
Oh, G2 have no idea Juicy's right behind him. Look at it. Look how focused Kane is on this. He has no idea Juicy could be behind him. Did he? Did he?
Oh,
no.
the eye track.
No,
yeah.
he didn't. Maybe that was
something,
cool.
surely.
He's either just being really cautious, or he's got an idea there may be someone there. I don't know if it's a call from maybe Udir potentially as well.
He keeps
Chris
going back
is
to
there.
that tree,
yeah.
right?
It looks like they've got an idea, but they've got other targets right in front of them. Chris is kind of in between Jukesy and Kane. You have Profi now coming past. Cloud9 could be in danger. They're right on top of Chris. I don't know how they've gone away with that. And yeah, they haven't gotten away with it. Chris, the Butcher, says no. Catching off 2 players, but Nerf tries to keep them alive, but they are now just kind of in the middle of open. Plenty of points to be picked up there, and you've got other teams coming past. The Knights going past. Hell yeah, brother are coming past, and you still have Jukesy here, and he's managed to strike towards Kane. That is a bit of a surprise, truly a snake in the grass. Not at this point. What is that spray control? That little tap at the end. This is the messiest game I've seen in a long time.
How many borders? That's going up and over. That could be the vehicle, the confirmation of Cloud9. That's under it. Bye-bye, boys. Bombed from afar. Brexco does the job once again. All 4 dead. Na'Vi and Cloud9 just in transition off the start. What is going on? This game is just insanity.
truly, truly mad scenes here in the final game of Erangel today. Teams really putting in the work here. We have Athletico going for a crash towards SSG. Everyone's just going for it. There is no hold bar here. They want what they want. They've got the turf they want to take. They're going for it. Guns out. SSG are running. They're having none of that. They want to leave. In the meantime, let's look at who went where and what happened. Liquid control the quarry. I'm surprised they got that. I thought that'd be FaZe's. But still, that's Athletico keeping that pressure on SSG.
FaZe hoping for the continuation of the hardship. Remember, when we get to 4 circle, we'll advance away from water, and there's water on all corners apart from the northeast. And that's probably why Liquid is banking on that area. Taking up residency and so much land grab of the quarry gives them a prime position. Depending where the circle actually pop, it'll allow them to rotate to a good area. The hard point is on the east. You've got Red Canids, hell yeah, brother. What's left, if not broken, of Bitloft, unfortunately. FaZe Clan, circle goes their way. It's going towards Prim.
Primorsk?
Oh, no, well, no, because of the water, this will now bounce away.
But look at FaZe. They're in that tiny hut that's on the dirt road that leads between Primorsk and Quarry. But it is a dip. It is a valley. It's got high ground on either side.
Holy.
This is mad. Look at the Red Canids. Look at Bitloft. They're all on the move. They're going to just try and crash towards the Harry Potter Tower. And Andy FPS is already out. He's got the Scar ready to go. But from afar, you've got supporting fire. That's actually helping out Team Liquid, laying in the shots. And Andy FPS up to the fight, up to the challenge, delivering. I know a lot of players will be looking at that guy. He can be a very powerful player.
Liquid have to be ready to take challenges on several different fronts here. Jeems and Jempty, they will keep control on the bottom side of the quarry. Meanwhile, on the opposing side, Samty is looking towards Singularity. They've just pulled up one player. The rest of the team may arrive. Samty should be calling for support from Ibiza. Bitloft also there as well. So Liquid, they could pick up a hell of a lot of points, but this is going to be difficult. They have to keep tabs on so many different angles. Ghost Gaming still to coming. I mentioned Jempty looking from a distance. That's another knock confirmation as well. He should be able to get the res there. Ghost Gaming's about to arrive on to 2 members of Liquid. Jimbo has already spotted them, and they will be disengaging from this one, moving down on the eastern front.
4 fights Liquid are currently taking, and here's one of them. That's the Ghost Gaming fight up in the north. They're going to be just sprinting past, trying to send it wherever they can. You've got the Red Canids on the other side. There's nowhere safe. They're pulling up wherever they can. They do get the 3-tier. How is no one taking them down? Trimsy barely alive, just about dives into cover. And Jempty, you can see his eyes darting everywhere. There's so many potential targets. That's FaZe Clan finding reels. That's from a little bit of a distance. Athletico are going down to Primorsk.
And where the Knights have actually just been dropped from FaZe Clan, that's a really strong position because you're not inside Prim. You don't want to be landlocked in there with nowhere else to go. So they're taking the hillside. That's a strong point. But where FaZe is, they have a line of sight on that. So the Knights, they can't make full use of that terrain where they are now situated. FaZe Clan has a full 360 vision, all teams that want to take fights on all fronts. Liquid still split for the wins. However, the boys down low on the other side of Quarry have moved up. So they are regaining a level of control on the top side. But you would, I mean, moving in with the water, it's going to bop away. So they're sitting stationary, hoping this goes to their point.
So all the teams in the north. Oh, this could be a lineup. M16, rough to kind of tap away with. Does have the 6 on it, but still, you've got 24s over there. You've probably got minis, SLRs. That's not a fight you want to be having, but
it can be a bit better if you've got the stock. Put the tack on the back of it. It does help, but as you say, you'd expect a response with all the windows on the front side of that 3-tier.
9 damage feels.
Help.
Feels 556, man. There we go. There's the response. SLR comes in. You don't get away with that at this level. You can't just keep tapping away static and expect not to get shot. It's just, you know, a pile-in on who gets the kills and the points. It'll be McCoy to get that for Ghost Gaming. And the circle, it should shift further to the north now just to move away from the water, move towards the land. And it does. It keeps FaZe quite central. Rumblers looking good. Liquid towards the top still with 4. Singularity not too bad either. Tempo Storm can shift along the hillside. But Athletico, the Knights, G2, all the teams in that northeast side are going to be kind of closer together now.
Atletico, for me, now have to take a fight towards the Knights. It's a questionable play to come into Prim at this stage in the game when you know it's going to be bouncing away. So to do this, they've put themselves in a very difficult position. It's always tough to get out of Prim alive with a circle like this, especially with the Knights bodyguarding and bouncering the edge of the white. Still a bit of a cluster up on Quarry. Singularity, Liquid, Ghost Gaming, Red Canids, hell yeah, brother. What's left of Bitloft? And then SSG, Rumblers, and Tempo Storm. It's basically NPL over on the western side.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Good lord, this is going to be one scrappy next rotate.
Yeah, the hills are not going to be pretty. Certainly going to have some eyes to it. Maluk going to keep SSG at least pressured. Not going to land those shots, but not going to get an easy rotation in because they haven't come right towards them here. They will get to leapfrog ahead, though, SSG, so they can kind of play a little bit of a gatekeeping role here if they fancy it. Rock and a hard place, though, for SSG if they do get spotted by the Rumblers. They're the next in line, have the higher ground, have the better vision, have a good bit of cover, and I don't see anyone challenge them directly at the moment.
They'll leave SSG alone now just to hold back Tempo Storm. They're splitting off in a 2-2, which is a bit dangerous. Sampa, first one to fall. Godspeed does cause problems from the back line, so Valiant now opens up an avenue there, potentially for Tempo Storm to take advantage of. The reposition from Dre and Sharky's real. Maybe get an off angle on them. This is the support that was needed. To get into this circle, they have to take down SSG because there's nowhere else to go for the simple fact of the Rumblers holding all the cards. On the western side, they could go to the north and take the compound, but they don't know if that's open, clear, or what. Where do they go? Where's the rotate? Dre,
Please,
Dre,
let me on.
get on. Intrigued to see where they follow up here. Incognito onto Brexico. But the Knights seal it, the deal done. Jay Sankey, boy, Drace, that's off the back of the bike, surely. They were going for the compound that I mentioned earlier on. Move back, Singularity, the grenades are cycling.
Time, look at this. Look at that liquid fight. Yeah, Samty and Ibby are the ones on the front line. You have Jeems and Gemty kind of on Overwatch as such. Gemty trying to get that little kill in the pocket. Oh, he's so wanting it, but can't quite claim it. But I like that Liquid have kind of consolidated, got everything back together, looked towards one direction and focus towards it. This should be their kill. Maybe Tempo could maybe yoink that one away. No, it will be Liquid. Singularity still looking for a way up here. They literally have an uphill struggle. Samty trying to make a move around. They still have pressure from Ghost because they have that level 3 here. The Red Canids, in theory, could get some shots across. They are quite decent range, though, so not a comfortable one. Jeems, Vector time, is it?
Something to take a close engagement if needed, I suppose. The fight with Liquid and Singularity has kind of been back building for a while now. They knew their presence was there. Samty did. There was a Samty or Gemty spotted it and certainly called for it. I like what you touched on, how they've now consolidated themselves so they're not spread across Quarry. Circle, where does she go? Comes away from Quarry just a little bit, leaves the north end of it. Maluk's already on the move. Tempo Storm going for a big push here. This is dangerous, but it will pay dividends. It depends if Bitloft answer back, though. If they take them down, Slizen's already in there, Lauren, and they've pulled up on him.
Yeah, this could be rough. Let's see what he can do. Can he buy some time? Yes, freeze in. That's a big loss for Tempo Storm. Shuts the door. I'm all right. I'll get a reload. Give me a second.
They committing to it? The rest of them?
I don't know, but I can see Jeems is looking like he wants to commit here. That is the Vector. Up close and personal. That thing will tear you apart. And Team Liquid, it looks like they found their potential target. The last player's been spotted. Those nades are actually pretty darn good. That one might go in the door, and there it is. From afar, just putting it on a show. Liquid. Now they're mining for bodies, finding what they need, clearing out that northwest side as well. They have the play into the circle now.
The nade got himself, just yeets him out of the building. Job done. Lost HD down. Rumblers losing strong fragger there, unfortunately, SSG. And again, we keep talking about MPL. It's just the North Americans battering each other so far. Raspu does find Balok in the kill feed. That nade will bounce. I think that'll be confirmation onto Crush. He needs to run here. Vasily providing the smokes and the coverage that he needs just to get out, but Incognito, they still hold the Longwoods. Red Canids now going tip-to-toe in the north against Ghost Gaming. Samty getting involved on the Rumblers. It's a different fight altogether. And again, we said this next movement would be pivotal. Lots of players going down across the board, lots of different fights going down.
Yeah, Raspu still standing in this. You can see Ghost Gaming holding the line, though. They have circle position. And maybe one of the Red Canids did try and use the low ground, but Raspu is your only one alive here, and he's really going to have to just snake it out if he can. I think Ghost Gaming will check for it. The Rumblers now have teams at their door. Spacestation Gaming on the push-up here. Godspeed is down and out. Waldo might be next to be found, and oh, the nade just whizzes past. Not quite close enough. And the push begins. Waldo, though, going to punish Mahawaka for overstepping his mark. That's going to be at least one answer back, but it is just Waldo now left alive. Up against so many, you can see everyone trying to pile into this, but SSG are going one by one. That worries me, but look who's turned up, Team Liquid. They left Quarry, and they want to take this over. This is a bit of a crazy play here. They've managed to corner in SSG. Extra not feeling so great about this one. Now suddenly you have this team knocking on your door. James called off, surprised, didn't expect it. Ibby on the pre-fire, gets him around the corner. Looking for more, he needs to push up on this one. Clear it out, get it done, try and get the revive if they can. Oh, the blue. They might have to leave them here. I don't know if they can get them through the blue now.
I'll kill them. That's job done. No more Vector fun, my friend. You've got to go. You've got to run with the little health that you have for now. You'll see them bleed out in the kill feed, and the points actually depends who knocked them. I didn't quite see. Obviously, they were knocked, so they will go towards points. The blue will finish it off circle. Not quite the central point we need. FaZe Clan still in. The Knights are still there as well. And we still got this fight going down in the south. Athletico have been very, very slow. They've been quite passive. Liquid, you heard that one.
Yeah, this is actually pretty hard actually for Liquid to rotate into this because you've got FaZe who can completely watch their eastern push. If they go south, you've got Athletico. I think they might have to go back north and try and find another way around. I think they've realized that, and yeah, they're off. The Knights, not a bad spot. They can now gatekeep out Athletico, who are kind of being a real nuisance from the roadblock. This is up with Ghost Gaming, though. Raspu managed to escape, used the lower ground, just able to kind of abscond from vision. Nades come raining in. Oh, and I think tags are coming out. This is a scary spot to be in. That hillside still has so many teams here. They're spotting out Ghost Gaming, making the run across the top of Quarry. They need to leave it now.
I'm glad you touched on it. It's going to be a bit of a gauntlet, to be honest. Whether you meet the boss at the end is a different story altogether. One player who will not be, it's Raspu. Red Canids are gone. And now all of Ghost Gaming with the blue on the back, they have to commit to it. They have to run the Quarry Hill. There is a drop-off there, and there are plenty of teams who are just eyeing them up. This is points for everybody. Bitloft, Tempo Storm, Incognito, hell yeah, brother. They can all see them crawling the way down. How many smokes do they have? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of smokes going down here. Athletico, they found the Knights.
They have, but Wanted now moving away in the smoke. He was out on a limb. He was on his own. Zoidmate, Flood, all working their way forward, using that low ground, a little bit of a dip to try and make the play up. Trade and prepare, so does Knock. They know what's coming their way, spraying and wildly. Do they know about that little bit of a dip? No, but now they do. Zoidmate, out of nowhere, catches off one. The nade comes back in. They've now spotted out. Traden gets traded on. It's just reels now. Athletico found a way forward, and they have punched a hole in the defense of the Knights, and this is a tragedy for the EU side. The nades from FaZe come raining out. They want the points for themselves, but the nades don't quite reach, and it should be, actually, it's Samty nicking that.
Just comes in and puts him to rest. With that one, Zoidmate will pick up his point towards Athletico. They committed so much utility.
Rich, Ghost Gaming are making the runoff. That's going to be hard. Balak with a great bit of covering fire, but it's not without an answer. Shrimsy does go down for it. They try to transition so late here, and that might cost them. Now they're down to 2. Drassel's already bleeding out. He's the walking wounded. Balak going to take everyone with him as he goes.
Good effort.
Really nice work from him. Ibby, though, going to keep some players humble here, slowing down Bitloft. That is going to maybe allow a little bit more play, but no. The Knights have been claimed. It looks like Ghost Gaming have gone down as well, and the nades from Liquid continue. Ibby's on the push. Samty's on the push. Oh, Bitloft ready for this bit of pressure. They took down Na'Vi. Can they take down Team Liquid?
Lauren, look at the kills. 12 points in the bag on frags alone.
FaZe are moving.
They're going to be hearing all of this when there is a response. Backslides and knocks onto Ibiza. Samty around the corner wants to try and seal the deal here. I don't think the res is possible because of where FaZe have stocked. Excuse me, they've pulled back. The call comes through to not commit to it. Samty hides his footsteps for now. Because of the flames, he'll post this one through. That will scare him out. It's only a smoke, but it scares him.
Oh, what? 200, 300, 400 IQ play. Call it what you want. That was smart. And pressure moments like this, you could sit at home and go, oh, how did he fall for that? You're on a stage. You're in, your top 13 territory of players alive. You're going to be sweating bullets.
It makes the same noise, right? As soon as you hear anything dinking through the window, you're just bailing on that one. Samty does it with proficiency. And he can also get the res, get whatever's needed off the rest of the body bags, commit, claim, take the bullets and bandages and move onwards. Tempo Storm is lingering directly in front of them, so they need to make sure they have the gear for this next fight because it is real. Next fight survivability for Liquid very low for the simple fact there is FaZe Clan, there is Tempo Storm. Atletico's still alive. They've kept 3 up during all of this. That's incredible.
Yeah, they could be the downfall of FaZe. If FaZe aren't aware, they do have a 2-2 split, but if they overextend at this point, they could get punished, because Atletico are fraggers, we know that. Maybe he can't outstay his welcome, but he needed the gear, clearly in so many fights with double-digit kills. And indeed, no stim, so he cannot stick out there for too long. Tempo Storm will be in his way. They'll have heard those shots, and I wonder, can Liquid find a way forward?
Stim is on Samty, but not on EB, I don't believe, so he'll have to keep on going with the health that he's got.
Everyone's looking Liquid's way. I think they might have hit their limit here.
I'm really worried and concerned for FaZe Clan that they're going to get split between 2 different rosters here. They're in a 2-2 with the compound being secure.
Oh my
Samty
God,
up to
Samty just found Sharky. They keep punching ways forward. What is this duo right now? 7 kills for Samty. The guy is just a stone-cold murderer. His teammate did just get picked up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, EB's gone down. Where did he just get picked up from? Fuzzface. There's an angle that's available. Zampa now starts to unleash towards Samty. He hits the deck. He doesn't know what's available. Zoidmate spots out Incognito on the run. He spots out too. They don't know he's there. That is a horrible surprise waiting. Atletico now looking to stretch their legs into the game. All in the meantime, FaZe are moving towards Liquid. Samty on the revive. Zoidmate clears out Incognito. Clinical precision, but look at Liquid. They're being surrounded. Uber's there. They don't know they're in the smoke. They're going to find out soon. Surely they'll spray in. They're right next to them, Rich. Do they know where they are? Oh my God, Samty's found Uber. That's nuts. The turn is there though, and finally Liquid get put down, but there was casualties to be had. Uber's life has been lost being able to do that, but they have gained territory. They still have great deals of footholds in this map. Atletico's still alive with 3 as well. These guys you cannot underestimate anymore.
I think the trade was definitely worth it, for the simple fact that it now gives them a bit more of an entry point to the circle. They control opposite ends of it. No one's going to be directly in the middle. So, okay, you lose Uber, but in doing so, you gain so much ground. They gain 50% of this circle by doing so.
Freed up. That's pretty nice. He's got 3 gear at this point. That's pretty hard to come by. Most people do not have that.
8 crate?
Yeah, I think so. It might have been left from earlier. FaZe are bringing themselves back together. I still think Athletico could be dangerous here. They have some utility. I don't know the state of their gear because they were in a fight with the Knights earlier. Whereas FaZe haven't had too many extended fights, I feel. They kind of got that position quite early. Now, Zampa could be spoiler. Again, we saw this before. What can happen with it? It could potentially happen.
The snake scenario where he just punches a hole in the armor and then the other team third parties in and takes full advantage.
This does scare me a little bit.
He could try and hold on for 2nd place, but I don't think he will. He needs the kills, in my opinion.
Not had one yet either. At least in this game.
Still can't get over Liquid's kills. What were they on? 13, 14? It's actually ridiculous.
Now, center circle. How I see this going, FaZe and Athletico, of course, will fight, but so far, Zampa has a better shot towards Athletico. Look at the low ground FaZe have to work with, so they can just watch the hillside. They can watch anyone silhouetting over. There's arguments back and forth, high ground or low ground. Sometimes fighting from the low ground can be quite beneficial in PUBG, at least, because if you only see a headshot and you're as good as these players, you're going to hit it. But where does Zampa go? It looks like he's swinging further towards the west, which means FaZe territory.
Atletico had the advantage of the terrain.
Zampa
they
and
have more trees and everything else that's going on for coverage. If HC gets the kill onto Zampa, that's incredible for FaZe, but it also engages Atletico to move forward. If Zampa gets the knock onto HC, then Atletico should just go running on this one. Charge in head first, take the man advantage, take the knock advantage.
Okay, smoke time. Atletico have him.
Are they going to fake it, though? Are they going to fake the smokes up here to try and... We've seen this one a few times. I actually think for now they're just using it as cover. I like this. So they're hunting Zampa on the edge of the circle. They're just blocking off and denying FaZe any vision on them.
It gives them center circle for now, or at least it gives them the edges to be able to focus on while not having to worry about the back. There you go, first bit of contact made. 8C does get tagged by Flood. Now you're seeing the response, Luke's there, but here comes the spoiler. Remember, Zampa is on this side, proned in the grass, coiled like a rattlesnake, about to strike. It doesn't matter. Head ripped off, it's game on. 2 teams stand, 3 players on either side. Flood needs to hold the south. It's all on him. All of FaZe are coming their way. You can see the crosses being watched. Atletico in a very good position. Mexi, though, great tag. 8C on the move. 8C's got the angle, but he doesn't get the shot. And now the pressure starts to mount on these guys. Where is that next kill going to come in? Flood! He didn't expect Fuzzface at the door. Found the angle, work with it. We're down to 2. Luke still stands, and Luke's the danger man. He gets 8C, and it puts the pressure right back on FaZe. And oh my God, Mexi goes down. It's FaZe left in a 1v2. Where will he appear? Luke waits patiently on the edge of the smoke, maybe realizing, baiting, looking. FaZe not scared to show what he's made of. But can he do it now? No, he cannot. It is Athletico to pick up the win. 10 kills as well. Finally a crowning moment for these guys. For me, it felt like a long time in the making. That last game, you couldn't help but pay attention to what they achieved. And I'm glad to see a team like that picking up a well-deserved victory.
20-point game. Luke 12, 5 kills of them to boot on his own. The boys from down under are stepping up to the plate at international levels. This is incredible to see. Athletico, they wanted to come to this and not only prove that they're the masters of Australia and OCE, but they can also play with the boys on the big stage. Fantastic work from them. To be fair, they had their backlines broken there. You saw FaZe, he got the knock and he was behind enemy territory. But by putting themselves at the northern edge of that circle, I know it was only a small circle, but putting themselves in there, they watched the cross, they had the cross angle, they shut the movement down, and they basically just battered back FaZe Clan, even though they were at a disadvantage.
And their journey wasn't easy there either. They had to fight so many teams. They were in a perpetual battle with the Knights for so long, down in the south by Primorsk. They were fighting that out. They were over by the roadblock, and they were taking that constant battle. 10 kills. It shows exactly how much they had to kind of play out that game. It was not an easy win. You could say for FaZe, they played it very patiently getting towards those final circles. They held that great compound. They didn't have to fight out of it too much. But it's FaZe. They'll play what circle they're given, and they'll play it smart. But Athletico, if you wanted a team to support, you know, a real underdog who's come in here and surprised everyone, you've got them.
It's those smokes at the end. They put them up to deny FaZe's visibility. They just hid themselves behind them, and they allowed to get up, take out Zampa, clear the cross, and then hold the angle. As soon as FaZe tried to make an advancement on the southern side, unfortunately, the smokes dissipate. Hello, Athletico waiting for them, just sees them openly, and everything that FaZe has back-built to be able to get to that point is just shattered. And it's the boys from down under who claim the game.
Well, that is truly something to be proud of, and I can't wait to hear it from the players themselves. Extremes down the stage with Rachel.
Thank you so much, team. Excellent casting those last 3 games. An excellent play from Athletico. This is a team that we watched in the kill feeds all day yesterday. Luke actually pulling ahead 19 kills, the most of the tournament yesterday. Now you guys came today and you finally got the victory.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to happen. We were pretty confident going into it. I mean, we've been top 4, top 5 a lot of these games. We got second in the first Erangel game, so it's just a matter of time until we got it together and got the win.
Well, Extreme, you've got a little bit of a benefit having played in the NPL, familiarizing yourself with a lot of these players, and then coming to the Oceanic region, qualifying with this team, coming back here to the tournament. Do you guys feel uniquely poised, uniquely studied up to win this?
Yeah, I mean, my experience definitely helps, but I mean, we've got players on this team that are great all round. I'm generally happy that Flood and Luke, despite lack of LAN experience, are performing excellently. I trust Zoid as well. He's going to remain calm no matter what. But yeah, I don't know, it's great.
Well, it's a roster that you told me you're quite happy to be back with. You're playing your best, too. It's great to watch you guys enjoy the game and to pick up a victory here. Tell me a little bit more about this team, what it means to you to come back here to play with these guys, and why you enjoy it so much.
I mean, I've known these guys since like the start of PUBG, right? I had my own stint in North America. I missed these guys a bunch. So to come back after what I consider to be a journey of mine, to play in a team that's accepting, the mentality's great, the atmosphere's great, it's a dream come true, and to win on this stage as well.
Well, let's bring it back to the games then for just a second. Like I said, you guys have been in the kill feeds, you've been crushing it, but this is the final victory here. What happened in this game that allowed you to claim first?
This is a crazy game. Our rotates had to be super wide this game. We did some crazy rotates. I mean, we got into Primorsk, and then from then we just moved into the edge of the circle. I wouldn't say the circle gave us that much luck, but it came down to, I died early, so it was just Flood, Luke, and Zoid, and so I did my best to just micromanage the hell out of them, like to make sure they were in the right spots the whole time. They held the edge really well. They took out Knights. I don't know, they cleared it really well. And then at the end there, it came down to a 2v3 with FaZe. I was butt clenched a little bit, but they held the positions I told them to, and they did it really damn well. I'm not going to take all the credit for it, of course, but yeah, it was really nice.
A success that you achieved as a team, but all of you had a big influence on it, so congratulations, Athletico. Let's send it over to the team now to take a closer look at that game.
Yeah.
I think we were on the edge of our seats from the start. It was a chaotic start to the match, a crazy mid-game, and then that finish was phenomenal. Yes, Athletico was a team that I think people had high hopes for, but were skeptical, right, coming out of their region, and they've proven now with their big win here and the consistency throughout this entire tournament that they are not to be underpredicted. And my favorite part of that win was Extreme died early. Everyone talks up Extreme. He's the guy who's gone to NPL. He's the guy who's played at the international tournaments. He's the guy who's done tours of duty with everyone. But it wasn't him that won that game. It was the other guys, the guys who have lived, breathed, and played OCE PUBG for so long.
Well, I mean, we've seen Luke popping off through the whole tournament here so far. But the thing is, you also can't forget, this is a team game.
Yeah.
It's all about the team playing together all the time, not individual players themselves.
I mean, you saw Zoid. Zoid basically took Incognito apart. He was popping back and forth, moving very quickly with targeting one player to another. So these players, it's not just Luke, it's not just Extreme, it's a team effort, and I think we are getting very, very close to a lot of Aussie moments going through the rest of this tournament, because it's starting to lock up. FaZe is getting to the top. Athleto's getting to the top. Liquid's getting to the top, and everyone else is starting to fall behind.
A team effort is a must, and to give us a breakdown of some of those team efforts, it's Toby.
PUBG is all about team play, and it's all about decision making too. What we're going to start off here with this breakdown is the situation with the top of the third circle. We see it right here. Ghost, they're coming in far north. Circle pubs immediately. We go far down south, and worst of all for the teams in Ghost is that you have an area of Quarry, not exactly the easiest area to play around, completely blocking off any rotations you'd want to do in from the north. So they have a decision to make now. If you're a Ghost, what do you do here? Do you go down on the eastern side in towards the forest area, or do you just send it down to Quarry and hope that you get going whatever you can from there? Because they are very close to each other, these two areas, but they are played extremely differently. We can see from the perspective of one of the G2 players, if we can bring up the clip real quick, exactly here, you see Kane. He's looking around. Toby Eye Tracker in there as well. Nice name, by the way. Getting everything going. He gets the vehicle shut up, but you need to constantly be on your feet. You can see when we look at his perspective of view, constantly looking around, look at those ridge lines. You have to always be aware of your surroundings, because people can come up towards you really, really quickly. Then we take the look here in the meantime over towards the Ghost situation. They are forced to crash into this compound, and there's nothing they can do from there. They try to push out Balok, but every single time he tries to push up and get the info, you have Liquid players on top that is forcing him back down. It's a very locked down position, and it's a spot where you're dependent on having other teams make moves that you can react to, as opposed to when you're in the forest and in the open, you can be the one to sort of dictate the way that the game is going. Very, very close to each other, these two areas, but played very differently. Ghost went to the city, didn't work for them, unfortunately, and of course, congrats to Athletico on their win. Paula, back to you.
Thank you very much, Toby, for that insight. Patrick, Steve, any other words about this matchup before we get the standings?
I think one of the most important thing that we saw was in the early game, and it was Bitloft versus Navi in the compound there south of Pochinki. And it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen, because now we're done with Erangel. Now we got to wait till tomorrow to know who's actually going to be dropping there.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be Navi yielding a little bit and moving somewhere else, which means Navi has to have at least 1 or 2 good games on Miramar to stay in contest for tomorrow. We saw Brexco with some cool shooting games as they crossed the fields. It was a chaotic match that I think sets the stage. I said yesterday, or earlier today, the wheels don't come off till tomorrow. It's already started, so that means we are rolling that chaos snowball now, and things could get crazy.
A chaos snowball. Thank you, guys. Let's get up the scoreboard for match number 9. Our third match of the day. Athletico with that first place finish. Their first one after being consistently strong throughout day one. Team Liquid in second place, probably meaning they're still in first place overall. FaZe Clan in third, Bitloft. I mean, that's quite a big gap between second and third. It's those first two teams that have done a really good job there. And our total leaderboard, yes, Liquid are 4 points ahead of Athletico. Athletico, with that match, moved 2 places up into second, FaZe in third, G2 in fourth.
Just keep in mind, there's a lot of space for wibbly wobbly here, right? Liquid went on fourth, they had 14 kills. FaZe and Athletico battled it out at the end, but had FaZe come out on top instead of Athletico, and they got second, they would have got 3 less kills. It would have been a very different sort of scoreboard right now, which means these top 3 teams are all really, really tight and playing really, really well.
I mean, still super close in the top there, and it's anybody's game right now.
Uber, our top damage dealer, 3.2k. Luke followed behind with 3.1, and Zoid is interesting to note. Two of our top damage dealers are both on Athletico, and then Jempty in that 4th place position.
You gotta love Luke and Zoid working together in a 1-2.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Zoid doesn't get a lot of love. He's sort of the Matt Hardy character here. He starts it off, he makes the fight big and bright, and then Jeff comes in and gets the takedown and gets the pin.
Wow.
That's what he's doing. You got Luke coming in and getting good finishes, and I think that that's the key to Athletico is everyone is stars. Everyone trusts each other, and they're working together
Hardy Boys
so
reference.
well.
I've never heard the Hardy Boys referenced on an esports stream before.
You gotta give some credit for Zoid, mate, though. Not only being the IGL, but also being able to put out that much of damage, helping out the team itself.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, that will bring us to a close of the first half of the day.
First half of the
We've
day.
got 3 matches on Miramar to go. It's really starting to heat up here. We are officially halfway through the competition now. Don't go anywhere. This is the GLL Grand Slam PUBG Classic, and we'll be back after this break.